And one. Hi everybody, and welcome to today's stretching session. So you can call this yoga, sure, but it won't be perfectly traditional. What I wanted to give you guys is I wanted to give you something that's kind of short and sweet and right to the point. So we're going to do about 15 minutes and we're going to hit all the high points for the total body, making sure that we kind of get a good overall stretch. This will be appropriate for most of the population. Remember that if you have things like hip replacements, knee replacements, shoulder injuries, things like that, these are things that are you could still do the videos, but you really want to maybe consult your doctor or pay attention through each and every single move. And if something hurts, my big rule is if it hurts, don't do it. Move on to the next move. See if that one fits you. Most videos are going to be appropriate for, I'd say, about 75% of the population. But if you find a move that doesn't work, just skip it. Okay, so we're going to start here in a standing position. Our feet are going to be comfortably planted. Our shoulders are back. Our abs are in. And we're standing up nice and tall. We're starting with some shrugs. Easy peasy. Shrug those shoulders up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. And up, back, and down. We'll probably do more of these later. Let's do one more. Feels good. All right, now, next thing is we're going to take the hands up to the ceiling and back down. This is where we're playing with, how is my range of motion? How is my range of motion? If you have shoulder issues, your range of motion may be a little bit smaller, and that's fine. Work with what feels good. The key is to really listen or pay attention to what's going on in your body. We're inhaling the hands up, and we're exhaling the hands down. Let's do one more. Inhaling the hands up, and exhaling the hands down. Now, we're going to create some circles, kind of like the shrugs, but a little bit different. This time we're going to take our hands and we're going to place them on top of our shoulders, just like so. We're going to move our elbows in circles going backwards. So we're going to go backwards like so. You're going to feel this in the chest and the whole shoulder girdle here, around and around. Nice big move. And now I want you to reverse the direction, because if you go one way, you got to go the other way. Perfect. We're going to go each direction 3 more times. So let's go back. 3, 2, and 1, and forward. Final 3, 2, and 1. Drop those hands down. Shake it out if you need to shake it out. Next move is going to be a lateral bend. That's a side stretch. So you're going to inhale, raise the arm up over the top of your head. You're bending slightly, and you're paying attention to this lower back here. If it pinches, make it smaller, okay? Bring your hand down. We're going to alternate sides just so we can kind of get a moment to like gauge how we're doing here. Again, if there's pinching, don't bend so far. Go ahead and bring that hand down. All right, so now that you've kind of felt the first one, let's go ahead and do a few. Inhaling the hand up and down. Inhaling the hand up and down. Remember to try to keep your tummy in, pulled in towards our spine as you're doing this. I know it's a lot to think about. Like, I gotta move my arm, I gotta breathe, and I gotta hold my abs in. Yep, I'm asking a lot. Let's do one more for each side. I don't remember which one I started on, I'll be honest with you. If I need to do one more stretch, it's okay. All right, so I always like to shake my shoulders up. My shoulders get tense when I do a lot of up in the air stuff, so if you feel the need to shrug, please do so. Now, we're going to be moving on to our next move, which is a forward bending motion. Now, I'm going to turn sideways so you get a different view of this. All right, so now, when you do this bend, you're going to be hinging at your hips. You're going to keep your knees softly bent. We're going to fold over as far as we can. Now, we're going to come up, inhaling all the way up, and then we're going to go down, exhaling all the way down. So you'll notice these stretches, they're stretches, but it's also moving the body to kind of warm things up, limber it up. One more up. Now when we reach the bottom this time, I'd like you to stay there, okay? Just hang out. If you can't reach the ground, you can hold onto your elbows or your toes or your calves, but I want you to relax a little. Soften your knees. Soften those knees, relax. Breathe. You can even move your hands a little to one side. See if you can feel one side of your lower back. Move them a little to the other side. Feel the other side of the lower back. And find yourself in the middle. Now we're going to roll up. So So like a puppet. Puppet on strings. When you reach the top, take a moment to take a couple of deep breaths. Don't be surprised if when you go from down to up, sometimes we get a little dizzy. That is not an uncommon feeling. Now, we're gonna go straight into our hamstring stretch because we were warming up the lower back. We kind of got a little hammy action. Now we're gonna go ahead and get it for real. So, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. You'll notice it's not a huge spread here. Okay, I'm not like taking over the whole mat. If you need to hold on to something, you could put a chair out in front of you and place your hands upon the seat of the chair. Or you can just walk your hands down the leg. Be sure you're not completely locking your knee. It's just soft. And then we're gonna slide downwards. If you'd like to plant your hands on the floor, you can. Again, you can put your hands on your leg, or if you've got something like a chair, you could use that as well. Now, I'm not gonna stay here yet. I wanna come back up. I'm gonna take a deep breath, kind of gauge how that felt. Now we're gonna do it again. So I want you to hinge down again, suck in that tummy, but don't hold your breath. Walk it down. Let's see if we can get down just a little bit further. Whew, let's see if we can just a little bit further. All the way down. Now, you do you. So you only go as far as you feel comfortable going. I'm gonna hold this, 3 deep breaths. The slower you breathe, the longer you have to hold this. All right, let's walk it up. Well, now we gotta do the other leg. But first, my favorite thing, I do this with a lot of my beginners because I enjoy the reaction I get. So you're just gonna step together and I just want you to fold down and I want you to compare the leg we just stretched versus the leg we didn't stretch yet. So you're just gonna hinge down and reach down. And notice if one leg now feels a little looser than the other. Wow, this is why we stretch. Instantly, you feel a subtle or dramatic difference depending on your body. So, what did I just do? Stepped back with the other foot. Fold forward, knee is soft, chest is gonna go towards the thigh or belly up against the thigh, and we're gonna walk our hands down. If you can touch the ground, cool, great. Not, no biggie. Now we're not staying, we're coming back up. That was just a tester. That was the tester. So, one more time. Breathe, hinge, down we go, down we go, all the way. Hold there. Now, we want to kind of keep our weight centered. You may find yourself tipping a little, so keep yourself in the middle. Again, you can have your hands on anything you need to for support. I'm going to take 2 more breaths. And then we're going to wander our way back up to the top. Not fancy transitions today. There's nothing flowy. It's just right to the basics. All right, so we're going to take it into a wide stance now. So we're going to take it out far. You're going to rotate your toes so they're out, and this is going to help with knee placement. So the toes are pointed out and away from us a little bit, and we want to stand wide, okay, as wide as your hips will allow. And we're going to stick our butt back a little, and we're going to shift our weight over to one side. We're going to place the hands upon the thigh. Now, this is not where the work is. This is where the work is. You're feeling a stretch through your inner thigh now. We're going to hold this just for a moment. Woo-wee. Okay, come back up into the middle. Go back to that side and hold it one more time. Just like we did with the hamstring, I want to make sure that we kind of practiced a little, and now we do it for real. So, stick your booty back. So you're trying to push your tush back. We want to make sure the knee is lining up with those toes and our knee is not going past. You can push your hands gently into your thigh. Try to relax your shoulders. But most importantly, find that stretch for the inner thigh. If you're not getting a stretch here, you may need to step out a little wider. All right, let's come back to the center. We're doing the same thing, other side. So, toes still turned out, booty's back, hands on the thigh, drop it down until you feel that inner thigh stretch right there. Okay, this is the short hold. For some of you, this may already be a long hold. Go ahead and bring yourself up and bring it back down. Down we go. So now we're gonna do just one more move standing, and it's gonna be a wide leg forward bend. And then we're gonna kind of work our way down to the ground. I wanna make sure that we get a little bit of everything in our time. Go ahead and bring yourself back up. And we're gonna take a nice deep breath. If you wanna raise your hands, you can, but you don't have to. And we're gonna dive back down. So our feet are wide, our toes are now forward, and we're just gonna go down. Bend your knees, relax. Go ahead and inhale, bring yourself up, and you can walk your hands up your thighs, or you can sweep them and make them look fancy. We are gonna do that one more time. Inhale, hands go up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands go down to the floor or as far down as you can go. So look between your legs. Then walk yourself back up to the top. Walk, 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 and step your feet together. So next moves we're gonna do is we're gonna do just a couple of the standards on the hands and knees. If you have knee replacements or knee issues, go ahead and just fast forward past that and to where we were laying on our back. Okay, so again, this is optional. It's used as a transition, but it gives you a little something, something. So we're from the hands and knees. We are just going to rock backwards. This is called child's pose, or one version of child's pose. I'm going to have you move forward to your hands and knees and rock back. Now we're going to do that one more time. We're going to stay just a wee bit longer. Inhale forward and then exhale back. Allow yourself to stay here for 2 more cycles of air. All right, hands and knees. We're going to do one more move here before laying on our back. Cat, cow. Again, it's another one of those standards we do in most videos. You're going to round up into cat and round down into cow. So your back sways during cow and your shoulders pull back. And during cat, you're going to tuck your tailbone and you're going to round upwards like a mad cat. Inhale. And each one of these moves that I did today would be appropriate for almost any age. So if you've got kids, grandkids, they're kind of milling around while you're doing this and you're like, come on, I just want to get my workout in. Let's do one more. Have them join you. Good job. All right, so rock back to that child's pose one more time. Take your knees just a little wider. I'm going to have you take about 3 deep breaths here before we flip over onto our back, which is where we're going to finish. But first, take a little nap. I could stay there all day. I'm trying not to. All right, so we need a quick flip. Okay? Quick-ish. Now, for some of you that take a little longer to turn over and get laying down, you can always pause this. It's okay. Restart it when you get back over onto your back. All right, so what do we got? Lay down. Like I said, if you needed to skip a segment of this video, that's a beautiful thing about fast forward. So lay back, relax. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna stretch our legs out. And we're just gonna let our arms rest beside us and we're gonna, whew, oh my gosh, we're almost done. Now, we're gonna go ahead and bend the knees again. Bring the hands just to the ground beside you with your palms to the floor. And we're gonna raise our hips at this called bridge. And we're gonna lower gently down. If something in this move didn't work, again, skip it. Inhale up and exhale down. Now the next one, I'm gonna have you go up. We're just gonna pause there. 3 to 5 deep breaths. Kind of depends on how fast you're breathing. Keep your eyes on the ceiling. Don't look at me right now. Just lift, don't look. I said don't look. Lift your hips up, eyes on the ceiling. You do not want to turn your head while you're in bridge because you can compromise your neck. I said don't look. Breathe. Okay, bring your butt down. Now you can look. Pull one knee into your chest and then switch. Pull the other knee in. Now, if you've had a knee replacement, you may not be comfortable pushing on the front of your knee. That's okay. You don't have to. Just grab your thigh. Now we're going to go back and forth a couple times. Pull it in. Switch. Pull it in. Switch. Pull it in. Switch. Now, go to the first leg. Pull it in. Hold. Hip stretch. Ankle over knee. Knee open. Option 1. Right here. Option 2. Pulls it in. Okay. This gives everybody a chance to try this stretch. Anybody who's had a hip or knee replacement is going to want to watch out for this one, just in case. You may be able to do this, you may not. It all depends on how your body is and how strong you are in those areas. You're going to need to go with caution. Okay? Lower it down. better safe than sorry in my world. I'd rather it be too easy than too hard. Go ahead and switch. Ankle over knee, knee open. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, pull the legs towards you. You can hold on if you like, or you can just relax. Why add more strain and stress in the upper body? Breathe. Good. Lower it down. Now, we're gonna go ahead and drop the knees to one side. So you're gonna take your hands, just relax, and we're gonna let the knees fall to one side. And then we're gonna let the knees fall to the other side. So you're just rocking gently across. So I'm doing a couple that move and then we'll stay. And believe it or not, we are, checking my clock, we are just about there. We're doing good on time. Perfect. Now I'm going to twist towards you and we're going to hold for 3 to 5 deep breaths. Again, if you breathe slower, your holds will be longer. If you breathe a little faster, your holds will be maybe shorter, so you may shoot for the 5 breaths instead of the 3 breaths. Good. Home stretch, you guys. Take the knees over to the other side. Hold it there. Tummy's tight. Feel a nice little stretch through the waist. Good. Perfect. Come into the middle. I want you to hug one knee, but extend the other leg. And while you're here, we're just going to give ourselves little ankle rolls. Those of you that have taken my classes live and in person know that when we get to the ankle rolls or the toe wiggles or the hand flexes, that means we're done, or we're just about done. Go ahead and switch sides. So we're going to put the foot down, pull the other knee in, and then switch sides. Now you'll notice I am wearing tennis shoes while I'm doing this today. That was just for the ease of transition during the other things I was doing. You can do this barefoot. Good. I would usually recommend you do it barefoot. Feels so much nicer. Good. I'm going to have you stretch both legs out, and I'll take both arms, if you can, up over the top of your head. Whew. Nice big breath in, big breath out. Flex your hands a few times. We did not do any planking or crazy arm stuff, but it's nice to pay attention to those arms. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle those fingers. Bend your knees. Pull both knees in. Give them a nice little squeeze. Rock a little right and left. Massaging that back. And then we're going to drop it down. So now, if you've got time on your hands, as soon as I'm done talking, just pause the video and lay comfortably. Okay? In these videos, we don't often have time to do a traditional rest at the end of our little stretching sessions. They're not always necessary. So what I want for you today is, if you want to enjoy this, do it again. You can do it again. If that was enough for you, then awesome, wonderful. Join me again for another video sometime. If you are enjoying these YouTube videos, please, please, please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a ton to see all those little numbers ticking up. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, and leave me a comment if you enjoyed something, or if you have questions, comments, or concerns. And I'd love to see you guys again sometime soon. Bye.
Wait, do something cute and fun for a cutscene.
Got really long hair now. Okay. Go! Snowy.
Get it.